Right then, time to buy some players, don't you think? Thank you for all of your feedback on the last episode. I have taken all of it on board, especially with regards the spreadsheet. I've changed it to pounds, so it's easier to correlate between this save and what's on the spreadsheet, and also significantly dropped the multipliers. That was the main piece of feedback. You guys liked the idea of the spreadsheet, and you liked the way it was implemented, but the multipliers were far too high for your liking, so I've basically halved almost all of the multipliers now. So we have much more realistic looking multipliers for the majority of the players. And rather than update them every transfer window, as was my initial intention, I will only update them when they sign a new contract, which makes sense. Well, if you think about it, obviously I haven't put that much thought into that side of things. So it does make sense. The release clause would only get updated in real life when they got a new deal. So the release clause will only get updated when players get a new deal. So that's how that's going to work. Thank you for that feedback. Secondly, thank you for all of the suggestions for the transfer window upcoming. Quite a bit, as you can see from the scroller on the right-hand side. There's a lot of names on this list. Of course, we're looking for potentially a right back, although I'm still not certain I want a right back. Probably a backup right back if we let Jesus Scammers go. Potentially a centre back. Still not sure on that front. Definitely a winger. And we need to figure out what to do at striker. The majority of the feedback was to not get Cardona. So we will look elsewhere for a striker. There has been some call, actually, to change Insua to striker. I'm not sure that's what I want to do. Mainly because I don't quite think at present he suits that position. I'm quite happy with him sat in that cam role. So I'm going to leave him as he is at the moment, and we'll see how Zlatanovic does. I may well sign another striker because we're going to let Alegria go, and I'm probably going to let Diabate go back out on loan for another year to try and grow him a little bit more. And then, actually, I'll do that now in the squad hub. And then hopefully he can get some more playtime out on loan, and it will mean that he's not going to be too worried about not getting much playtime here, and also, obviously, we can prioritise elsewhere. So looking for, I probably am looking for a centre back if I'm honest with myself. Looking for a centre back, and definitely one, if not two wingers. Probably two wingers, to be fair. I did ask in yesterday's episode that the majority of your suggestions weren't players that were already super quick. The majority of the suggestions were players that were super quick. So you will see names on this shortlist that you suggested, but there will be names that will be removed from this shortlist once I get the scout reports back. If anybody is above 90 pace in a forward area, then I'm not going to buy them. I don't want to just go straight back into flood forward on the counter attack, loads of pace, game over. Like, it's not fun, it's repetitive, and let's do something different, shall we? We're in a different country, we're trying a different save, let's do different things. Advincula is a player that is fast, but he's 31. So his pace will only decline from here on out. And he was so good against us for Vallecano that I would be open to signing him at right back to start, so Casas can still continue to grow. And then when Advincula becomes too old, he can move on. Casas can come in as a starting, and then we can sign another backup. So Advincula would come in as a starting right back, depending on, obviously, how much it's going to cost, which, as you can see, isn't much. Although it says that they were not willing to sell him, so I would have to pay 7 for him. But, I mean, £7 million for a starting right back's not bad. Although I am looking at Pippa from Huddersfield as well as a potential right back. For centre-backs, we did sign Fardiol in the Hull series, but I basically didn't use him. So I would be open to bringing him back. I'd probably lean towards another new name rather than an older name, or one that we've already used recently to start. But if we can't find anyone that we like, then I'm open to Vardiol coming back into the fold in a career mode. Kim Min-jae from Beijing. He's supposed to be pretty damn good at centre-back, so we'll wait to see what his stats look like. We've got Luis Sabram at centre-back. Mateus Doria as well. You know, it's a number of the... I'll remove Tomiyasu actually now. And I'll keep Valiant because he's one of my former players. A number of the players that are on this shortlist are either from Spanish-speaking nations or playing in Spanish-speaking nations. Or they speak Spanish. So that's kind of the way I'd like to do it. You see Carlos Cuesta is Colombian, so speaks Spanish even though he's playing currently in Belgium. Then there's, well, a couple that aren't either of those, like Anel Ahmedhodzic, who is from Bosnia, playing in Sweden at the minute. And then we've got some left backs here because, of course, I still am not overly sure what to do at left back with my backup. We may even find ourselves losing Kufre. So Bernabé is obviously Argentinian and Vegas is Chilean. He apparently could be okay at centre back as well, although he's only 5'11", but does have supposedly good jumping. So we'll wait and see. A number of these scout reports will come in over time. Kubo we tried to loan in and couldn't get, so we'll remove him from the list for now. Then come all of the wingers, the majority of which are probably going to be absolutely fucking rapid, so I'm going to lean away from signing them. But we have Salvi Sanchez, who is 30, and this is kind of a similar situation to Advincula at right back. His pace should only decrease from here. I will lean towards other players because I don't initially really want someone that's that quick. There is another option at Cadiz, who just got relegated, of course, from the league above, and he looks very good technically. Ivan Alejo, he actually looks like he could be pretty decent. Certainly, technically, looks very impressive. So we'll wait for that scout report, and he can play on either side of midfield, which again is great. 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot. Then we've got Linton Minor. Conceição is a player that I would have renewed interest in. I leaned away from him last season, but certainly I'd be open to it now. Buta would be more of a right back than a winger. I know he's very, very fast, so he's on the list, but probably won't last on the list. Ramazani, I don't know anything about him from Almeria. I don't recall playing against him last season, but he does have the finesse shot trait, so that could come in handy, and can play at striker as well. Amad Diallo is, well, Amad Diallo, that would be a loan, not a buy. Robertone is still on the list, although I'm not really looking for a centre mid now that we've brought Bay up. Lucas Vera is also here as well, just as another option in case we want to sign someone. If we decide to move the youngster Insua to striker, then I'll be open to signing another cam, and Robertone, actually very fast now as well. Robertone or Lucas Vera could be a cam replacement. Then more wingers, Lamkel Zay, Braden Manu, Velasco, although he's recently moved, I believe, to Juventus, Alan Velasco. Urzi is still on the shortlist, although he's very, very quick as well. Brian Gill, I don't know anything about. He was on loan at Eibar last year in real life. So that is La Liga, but Eibar not a massive side in La Liga. Mallorca probably similar. Mallorca may even be considered a larger side than Eibar, to be completely honest. And he's not going to get first team football at Sevilla, so maybe another loan spell could be the way forward for him. A couple of other cams here with Hannibal Mabry, obviously, is a popular suggestion with Manchester United fans, and Shabani. I don't know anything about him, a German that plays for Wolves. Again, would be a loan probably rather than a buy. And some other wingers, Julian Alvarez, Carlos Mane, who supposedly, even though he's got acceleration and sprint speed as stars there, actually isn't that fast. We'll wait and see. Cardona's still on the list for now, and then of course a couple of other strikers have been added, including Ignatius Ganago, Jesus Ferreira. He was a popular option, a number of people suggesting him, but again, I don't know how fast he is. Ermedin Demirovic was a suggestion, as well as Antonio Marin, Paraguayan. Brenner is a Brazilian that destroys me on Football Manager. He's at Southampton in that save and just scores goals all the fucking time. Juan Camillo Hernandez is quick. I'm not sure how quick, but he was on loan at Mallorca 2 years ago in the same season that Kubo was. So, similarly as we were open to Kubo, even though he was quite quick, because he had previous at the club, then I would have brought him in. And I might consider that for Hernandez as well, although I'd like I said, I prefer to sign people that aren't just Usain Bolt regens. Danny Ejo is 5'5", so I'm not sure about him. Vladislav Supriaha is Ukrainian, playing in France at Rennes. Then Adolfo Gaich, Argentinian, playing at Benevento in Italy. Hiroki Abe is, well, that's unrealistic. He just wouldn't. Solis is still an option for us, although again might be a bit too quick. And Francois Camano, I know nothing of, but he comes highly recommended by a couple of you as well. So it's a case of waiting for those scout reports whilst we work our way towards the first game of the window, first game of the season, which is actually against Cadiz. But we'll probably play the away Zaragoza game and sim the 2 home games for the remainder of this month. And then obviously we'll be back to the way that we usually do things from there on out. So between now and that game against Cadiz, it's going to be a case of waiting for those scout reports to come back. And then I shall reconvene with you and we'll know exactly who's an option and who isn't. Allegria has been sold. He's gone to Troyes in France for 1.875 million, 1.4 of which added to my transfer budget. Had a bid from Brighton for Antonio Sanchez. He was good for us last year, if unexceptional. So I would be open to moving him on, especially if it meant we could bring in someone like Lucas Robertone into the midfield. So I'm willing to negotiate this. His current value is 5.5. His release clause is 16.5, which is only 3 times his current valuation, despite having decent potential. So it reckons I could get up to about 8.4. I will negotiate this with Brighton. In fact, I wonder, it would be a long shot, but I wonder if they'd be willing to let Alexis McAllister come to me. I have no idea how good he is or how much he'd cost. They might completely walk away from this or they might renegotiate. No, okay, they're not interested in Alexis McAllister or letting him leave. That was just a random I know who's a good player that would be a great like-for-like replacement. Sanchez isn't a player that I'd be open to letting go. I've had a scout report come back for Abe there, but I'm pretty sure that he's not going to be someone that I go for. We've had scout reports come back on a couple of other players as well, and I'll show you those in the not too distant future. I don't think that's one that will do, Hiroki Abe. But we're on our way towards that first game now, and here comes some more scout reports. Danny Rodriguez, I'm sorry, Ren. Danny Rodriguez stays. He is our hero right now at this save. Solis, he is very quick. He's not at the cut-off of 90 where I said that I definitely didn't want anybody that was 90 plus fast. So we'll keep him on the shortlist for now. Fabio Silva is a striker we certainly could loan, and I would be very much open to loaning Fabio Silva to potentially then maybe sign him in a latter season. Urzi, I will say no to for now. And a scout report's come back for Tommy Yasu, but I don't think we're going to be going for him either at centre-back. Although, potentially. But he is first team at Bologna, and I would imagine he still is their first team centre-back. Fabio Silva could be a genuine good loan option, though. I'll show you a couple of other players I've had scout reports back on. Those being Sean Weissman. Now, Valladolid, I believe, are still in La Liga. I don't think they got relegated last year, but he looks pretty good. I will double check actually. What league are Valladolid in? Did they come down? Real Valladolid, aren't they? No, so it would be a step down for Weissman. So perhaps not. I don't know. We do have high lofty ambitions, of course, but I'm not sure how regular a starter he would be for Valladolid. Look, Sean Weissman starting regularly for Valladolid, so I'll probably say no to him then. Advin Kudas had his scout report come back, 75 rated, valued at 7 as we say, or as we saw. Alejo actually is a wide player, looks really nice. At Cadiz, so we've been relegated actually our first game of the season, isn't it? Technically he looks really nice, 75 rated, not rapid but quick enough, and certainly a player that I would be very much interested in. So I think we might go. At the minute, I'm leaning Advin Kula at right back, Alejo on the wing, and with regards to striker, I'm still not sure. Robertone, I would certainly still go for if we move on Sanchez, because obviously he's in the same league as us. Fabio Silva, I'm definitely open to as well. Similarly, Francisco Conceição, he could come in as well. So there's still a number of players I'm waiting on scout reports for, but there are certainly, of the ones that I've got back so far, a number that I'd be interested in. A transfer now Brighton are interested in Ismael Casas. I like Casas. I'm not. What's his release clause? His release clause is 29.4 because in fact his valuation has gone up since I did the spreadsheet. He's valued at 4.9 on my spreadsheet, and he's actually gone up to 6.5 here. If Brighton give me upwards of 15, I don't think I could say no. But I do like Casas. And they've got... Let me double check and see, actually, if Lamptey is still at Brighton. If they've sold Lamptey, then that's obviously a replacement that they're going for. If they've still got Lamptey, then I don't know whether he'd get... Would he get first-team football? Tarek Lamptey, who's still at Brighton? He is. Would Casas get first-team football at Brighton? I'm not sure. But they are a Premier League side, and I really can't deny them the opportunity. Oh, it's frustrating. I hate sometimes being realistic. Really, bit of a pain in the arse, isn't it? But I can't not. Can I really? It would be unfair on Casas. I propose the transfer fee of, like I say, if they'll come up anywhere near 15, then great. I mean, negotiate with me, Graham Potter, please. Come on. Prada has gone out on loan to Brest or Stade Brestois in France. So seemingly some French sides are very interested in some of the players that we've got at the club. I'm going to have to start concentrating on what I'm doing or start tactically training soon. And bid for Russo from Başakşehir. Now that I will turn down. I had one from Mainz as well that I also rejected. And I'm quite happy to continue to reject bids for Russo from sides like that. We're not far away from the game against Cadiz now. So I might have to start thinking... here we go. 9+ scout reports. Back in a moment. Had a loan offer from Leganés for Diabate, which I'm absolutely on board with. First team football for Diabate, and in a league, our league, where we can keep tabs on what he's doing. We see how many games he's playing, how many goals he's scoring, etc. So I'm on board with that. I had a look through those scout reports, and a handful of players are ones that I would be intrigued by. There were still quite a few that either weren't good enough or just didn't suit what I was looking for. But I'm still waiting on a good 10 to 15 other scout reports to come in. So for the time being, I will continue to advance towards the game against Cadiz, and then we shall reconvene probably on that day if the other scout reports haven't yet arrived. And then from there, we can have a think about who we want to sign. All of my scout reports are now back, and everybody that's on this list is who I am considering at this moment in time. Pippa does look pretty decent as a potential right back. He's not rapid yet, but I'm sure will grow to become, and technically is decent. He's about the same as Casas, just not quite as fast as Casas currently is. Advincula, of course, we've already looked at and kind of reasoned as to why I would go for him. Valiant is still here. Medina, he looks pretty good. Young at 22 and physically looks like an absolute brute, as well as technically being good in the tackle, which is most important. Anel Ahmedhodzic looks good. He's 6'4", so he's an absolute giant and quite quick too. 74 acceleration is good, but 87 sprint speed for a centre-back. Wow. Technically, better in the slide tackle. I tend not to slide. Heading accuracy of 74. Technically, I'm not sure if he's the one. Carlos Cuesta is also really solid physically. Technically, kind of there or thereabouts in the tackle. And again, not really excelling anywhere else. Doria is not as fast, although very, very strong, but technically much better. 81 shot power as well. Abram, 5'11" at centre-back, but 89 jumping. So that kind of makes up for the lack of height. Pace-wise, he's okay. Could obviously grow. 80 strength as well. And again, there or thereabouts with the tackling stats. Kim Min-jae really intrigues me. 6'3". Again, really good physicals. And one of the better, technically, as well. 76 rated. Completely left field. Would never have even thought about going to the Chinese league for a South Korean. I think he's kind of leading the way at the minute with centre-back. Vardiol is... well, Vardiol. And then Vegas, he was the guy we said is a left-back, but could play at centre-back, sorry. 5'11", 88 jumping for him. Obviously good elsewhere physically as well. Not super rapid for a wing-back, but fast enough for a centre-back. And then technically pretty decent, 83 heading accuracy as well. So he's probably up there as well as an option. £12.5 million though is quite expensive. So I think Kim Min-jae is my go-to centre-back at this moment in time. With regards to some wingers, Yeah, it was right backs further. I can't remember whether I sorted by rating or position. With regards to wingers, Alejo is still looking like a decent option. Physically, he's not really that good, but technically, he's really well-rounded, so I'm quite keen on him. Conceição is faster, but not quite as good technically, although his ball control is good. Buta I'd use as a right-back, but I think I'd prefer the idea of an older Advincula who would then move on sooner and then replace him with someone else, so I'm happy with removing Buta from the list. Amad Diallo could be a loanee, perhaps, but not sure how much he'd add to the side. Obviously, Robertone has grown again to 78 as we've been advancing towards this game. Brian Hill looks decent. Looks decent as a potential loanee, probably, rather than a buy. Didier Lamkelzee, actually, by the way. 4-star, 4-star, 6'4". He's not lightning fast, although 84 sprint speed is very good. Technically, he's pretty good as well. 75 finishing, so could maybe be utilised at striker too. He's a dark horse, one to certainly think about, and not that expensive at all at £4 million. Alvarez has moved to Wolfsburg, so that's a no for him. Let's actually swap these positions around. So, Carlos Mane is really agile, great balance, 27. Not amazing technically, but certainly someone to consider. 5'8", 35 strength doesn't completely fill me with faith. Actually, I want to take Supriya off the list. Ganago is quick. Not lightning, but certainly would probably not take long to become lightning quick. And looks okay technically. Brenner really impressed me actually. Technically, 85 finishing. Deadly finisher. And he's only 21. He's not rapid, but will certainly become so. So I actually really like Brenner. I'd like the idea of loaning Fabio Silva, but I think buying Brenner could be always expensive. But buying Brenner might be something that I look to do. Camano is also pretty good, fast, and quite agile. But I think Brenner, I think maybe Lamkelzee, just as a random and utility style player, maybe even Alejo as well because he's so good technically, and then certainly Kim Min-jae. So I might now, on the day of this Cadiz game, go and sign 3 or 4 players. So let's start with the centre-back because I know definitively I absolutely want Kim Min-jae to come in. So we'll try and get these valued at 9. I have to bear in mind, of course, I don't have endless funds here. We only have about £30 million to hand. So I'll try straight in at 9 and see where they are with regards to that 13.8. Now that would really significantly lessen anything I can do elsewhere. I'll try and get him for under 11.5 if I can, but it looks like they're going to be quite stubborn about that fee. Are they willing to negotiate at all? It doesn't appear so. He does look really good though, so I could make the exception and go a bit higher. But, oh, 11.6. I said I didn't want to go higher than 11.5. Well, 100 grand. What's that between friends? Quite a bit, actually. I want 100 grand in my bank account. Let's see. 13.5 grand a week is what he's on. Important squad role is fine by me. He would be starting ahead of Russo. He wants crucial. Okay. Okay. I'll give you crucial. Get him a long loan deal, which they're happy with. And I can add him to my, of course, spreadsheet after we've signed him. I'm quite happy to give him that a week. To be fair, he's taking a significant wage cut. Kim Min-jae is in, so let's take all the other centre-backs off. I could still go for Valiant later, but we probably have players that will grow now. Vegas as well I'll take out. Sorry, my man. Right. Winger-wise. No. I think I want Brenner. I'm going to go and get Brenner as a starting striker. And then winger-wise, we might have to wait a little before we've sold anyone else. But I do have players left to sell. 23. I can't afford to go that high. I don't mind going as high as maybe 19. But, oh, I'm not even sure if I've got the money to go as far as 19. I could go, what's it? I'm not sure what he's on wage-wise, actually. But I could go as far as 19. Maybe 18.7 they'd accept. That certainly leaves a lot in my wage budget. 21. They're coming down. Would you take 19? Would you take 19 and a half? Go on. 19 and a half. Don't make me pay more than 20 for him. Thank you, Cincinnati. Brenner's on 6.5-ish grand a week. We look like we're going to bring in a fantastic new striker that could really have a big impact on the team. Crucial. I mean, with 85 finishing, that is high quality. 4 years is fine by me. Release clause of 36 million. I'll counter that and try and get like 42. 36 is decent. It's certainly something that I'd consider selling him for, considering we're buying him for, what, 19? That's double what I paid. It would be double my money, basically. Would they accept 39, maybe? 39. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. And we've actually got a realistic release clause for a player that we're looking to sign. I'm not going to have to rely on the spreadsheet for Brenner, so that's good. Would you accept 10 grand a week? I've no idea if you'd accept 10 grand a week and 25 grand as a signing on bonus. I've absolutely no idea. Okay, great. Well, Brenner's in then. Right, so I now don't have the money to sign a right back or a winger, but we do have a number of players left to sell. So we'll hope to get those guys gone, and then we might have to look for loanees in the other roles, but that's fine. And if we do get a bigger sale in midfield, perhaps say someone comes in for Sanchez or Fabas, then we would probably, or even Kufre, to be fair, who's probably going to be one of... I'm surprised they haven't had any bids for Kufre already, actually. Right, so Brenner will start. Russo will come out. I'll put him on the bench, though. Quite happy with him being on the bench. And then we can throw Kim Min-jae into the starting lineup. They are two very solid signings for this football club and could certainly help us fight for promotion. I'm going to quick sim Cadiz. Alejo is starting for them on the left-hand side, and Sanchez is on the right as well. A quick sim gives us a 1-0 defeat to Cadiz, but they are, of course, a side that came down from the league above, so that's not too much of a surprise. We did lose our first game last season as well. A loan offer for Insua from Valladolid for 2 years. No, I'm sorry. He is going to start for me for, at the minute, the considerable future. We shall work our way towards that second fixture and see if we get any more bids in the meantime, which it doesn't look like we're going to. So I will go and play Zaragoza, and then, oh, is there a loan offer for Prado? Actually, that's good. We're looking, a loan to buy. No, delegate. Not a loan to buy, just a loan. If you'll just loan him, then that'd be superb. Do let me know in the comment section actually where you think I should send my youth scouts this year, and who for, what sort of player I should look for. Right, this is how we'll look like then going into the first game. Brenner, Rodriguez, Insua and Bula, Sanchez, Fabas, Casas, Kim Min-jae, Andrade, Kufre, Vegas. With Bay on the bench, now up to 70 rated and growing nicely as well. We are improving as a squad, but we're not improving at an unrealistic rate. We've brought in players that are about where we should be for a side that have aspirations of promotion. Let's go and play and, fingers crossed, beat Zaragoza, and I'll go and add those new names to my spreadsheet as well. Zaragoza were a side that threatened to be part of the promotion picture last year, but never actually followed through. Make your own jokes. Ivan Azon up top alongside Narvaez in a 4-4-2, which is, in this save so far, been a bit of a trouble formation for us. But Brenner's starting for the very first time. Kim Min-jae is starting for the very first time. Hopefully Insua can step up to the plate this second season, and Danny Rodriguez can drag us forward as a club with the captain's armband again. And fingers crossed, we could have another promotion push, and I'd love to get inside the top 2 this year. We certainly have the players to be able to do so. And, oh, Brenner's turned well! Immediately in the action. He does, at the minute, only have a 2-star weak foot, so that's something we have to bear in mind. Now, Insua should be winning this header because he's 6'5". He has done really well, but he's put it over the... He's so tall that the camera can't even pan high enough. He's headed it over the bar, though, unfortunately. Good promising start, though, in this game against Zaragoza. Back to him again. Then look for Brenner. How's that 85 finishing? Whoa! Drawing another good save out of the keeper. Brenner is already impressing, isn't he? out of his feet nicely and snapping the shot away. Not quite as accurate as I hoped it would be. Again, I'll look for Insua at the near post, and he's duly run away. Kim Min-jae, though, with the header from the corner. But again, not really troubling the keeper. Febas driving forward. Surprised that players like Febas and Kufre haven't had any interest yet. I would have certainly have expected... I was meant to go to Brenner. I certainly would have expected them to be drawing plenty of interest from higher rated clubs, considering Febas is 78 rated and Kufre has been so solid at left back. But if nobody wants him, then I am more than happy to keep hold of him. For obvious reasons, Brenner turns. Not got the best acceleration, but sprint speed's not bad. Febas around the corner. Mbula! 1-0 Mallorca. The first goal of the brand new season. Scored by Yuri Mbula, who's probably one of the players that is on the biggest positive spike in terms of growth and form and contribution to the team. And that was noted by you guys in the comment section of the past few episodes. Really enjoying the way that Mbula has become one of the key players in this team. And driving us 1-0 in front here away from home against Zaragoza. And continuing where he left off last year. Great start. Dani Rodriguez brings it down. Here's Pudge, who's off the bench. Here's Bay starting, or coming off the bench, sorry, for the first time in a Mallorca shirt. Lovely touch by Insua. Look for the space for Dani Rodriguez. Hit an early shot. Good save by Raton. And Mbula's not quite tucked in enough to be able to reach the ball as it breaks free. I made 3 changes. The 2 centimetres you saw, and Zlatanovic is on up top as well for Brenner, who's been very impressive in his opening game. Now I want to see what Zlatanovic is all about. Slightly lower rated, obviously, at 69, but does have decent pace and some okay physicals. And a 3-star weak foot as opposed to Brenner's 2. Bermejo might be scoring the second goal of this game if it weren't for the interception of Kufre. He really should have scored with Dani Rodriguez a moment ago, but unfortunately it's just another good save by their goalkeeper, Carbonell. Kim Min-jae keeping him in close proximity. Franco Serrano looking to shove off Cabas. And I tell you what, Bay has been very impressive in the few moments that he's been on the field. We'll look for Mbula here. Try and set him away down the right. That's not going to work. But Zlatanovic is here in support. And there's Bay. Nice sharp turn. I'm liking him so far, I'll be honest. He looks very confident in possession, doesn't he? Insua nicely done. Looking for Dani Rodriguez. Finding Insua. And Insua, is that a foul? Oh, if he goes to ground, he gets the foul. I think he should have done. I think I'll probably leave this highlight in just so you guys can see the impact that Bay has had in midfield. That excites me very much indeed. He's been really, really good in possession. Won that header well too. We could have another star player on our hands. Another star youngster. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, this save isn't all about the youth. That will be the next one after this save. That will be the youth career mode. But if we can get the odd starlet from our youth system in this save, then I am more than happy to do so. Scooping out wide there to Bermejo. Not a last-minute equaliser now, please, Zaragoza. That's not how I want to start the season with our first played game. We've got a 1-0 defeat in game 1, and provided we can see them out here, we will get a 1-0 win in game 2, which we do, thanks to Javi Ross not being able to find the target. But that was slightly worrying, wasn't it, as it flew over the top? Thankfully, it did go over the top, and it could have been more if their goalkeeper hadn't made a couple of very good saves. I'm pleased with that. Some good performances from a couple of our fresh new players. Brenner impressing. Russo wants to tell me something. What are you telling me? Another chance to prove you're the man for the job. You'll get your opportunity, don't worry. Prado has agreed to go out on loan. So he'll get some first-team football now. And another bid for Dani Rodriguez, who is popular. It's Brighton, though. No, I'm sorry. Dani Rodriguez is my guy. Dani Rodriguez stays. I know Brighton is a big... The Premier League is a big draw, but Dani Rodriguez is, so far, the man of this save. And I'm not willing to let him go at this early stage. He's still got... I want him to lead us to La Liga, basically. And so far, he is doing that. So long may that continue. There is one more game in this month before the end, which was another home game. My brain is telling me Las Palmas, but I might be completely out with that. I am. It's Lugo. I got the L right, at least. It started with an L. Never mind. Cracking on. Let's see if we can... Actually, let me have a look at loanees. It doesn't look like we're going to raise enough money to buy anyone. Can I loan Conceição? No, they don't want to loan. Can I loan Amad Diallo? Potentially. Amad Diallo on loan would be beautiful. Only a basic 1 year loan. Only a basic 1 year loan. If he'd be willing to come, that would be absolutely superb. And in fact, I'd be quite happy to pay 60% of his wages. But if you'll let me pay 50, then that is very agreeable, Ollie. Thank you very much. Diallo, do what's right. Join us on loan, please, sir. And we have a couple of other players we could potentially approach on loan as well. Do I maybe try and loan Pippa, a right back? Approach to loan? No, they're not interested in loaning him. Okay. Advincula, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be able to get on loan. Yeah, well, his contract is running out, is it? That's intriguing. Something to bear in mind. Right, let's see what happens with Amad Diallo then. And then from there, maybe we can think about doing something else. Loan declined. Amad Diallo does not want to join us on loan. So that's that one out the window. No Amad Diallo to come in. I would still like to sign a winger on loan if I can. Conceição they weren't willing to let come. Would Sevilla be open to letting Brian Hill come to us perhaps? Basic terms. Agree the length of the loan. A 1 year, please, if you don't mind. And again, his wages is going to be much more agreeable as well. So a 50-50 split here would be quite comfortable for us. And they're happy with that as well. Thank you, Mr. Lopetegui. Now, will he come in on loan? We have struggled to get players. Loan declined. I can't seem to get anyone to want to come on loan to me. Prado's gone out on loan. Sheriff Bay's been called up by Cameroon, which is interesting. Nice to see him getting some international recognition even at this early stage of his career. Why does nobody want to join us on loan? Would I be able to get Lamkilze on loan? No. Mane, I highly doubt we'd be willing to loan him, and Kamano, certainly not. It's really annoying that those loan deals aren't going to... I mean, it's a tall ask. I highly doubt that Cadiz would let him come out on loan. Yeah. And I don't have enough money to buy anyone at this stage. I wonder why those loans are getting declined. Because it can't be wages. Because, I mean, they're still going to get paid what they get paid. Quick sim this one against Lugo. Hopefully get a victory. Should get a victory. Get a 0-0 draw despite having more chances. Okay, 4 points from opening 3 games isn't spectacular, but there's still a long way to go in this season. A bid for James from Tijuana, which I am quite happy to accept, but that's still not going to free up enough money, I don't think, to be able to see us sign anyone else before the end of deadline day. With 7 hours to go, I expect this email to be Gamez sold, and indeed it is, so that's good news. But we still don't have that much available to us. 2.5 million, 2.4 with 14 grand in the wages. It's not enough really to do anything at this moment in time. Pippa wasn't that expensive with 3,000,009, sorry. So I think Pippa might be someone like. And to be fair, he can supposedly play out wide as well. And has these okay ball control and passing. It's not actually that good in the tackle. If we can get rid of... Maybe I try and sign Pippet for one of my transfer... Who have I still got on the transfer list? Valcars, Senye... Maybe I'll try Valcars or Cornude, maybe. Or Stoichkov. We'll try and get Pippa in, because he does look decent. Albeit a lot younger than Advincula, but still... I guess he might have the potential. Let's approach to buy. We couldn't loan him. Are you interested in anyone that I have to offer? Winger-wise, it was Valsas. If I offer 2 million plus that's close to his valuation. It's not at his valuation. You're not having Andrade. Sorry, lads. That is not happening. Okay, well, if they weren't interested in him, who else would I? Stoichkov. Would you be interested in Stoichkov? He's valued a little bit higher. Would you be interested in Stoichkov plus 2? That almost hits his valuation. I'm not interested in Stoichkov either. Who else did I have that was available? Cornude. Would you be interested in him plus 2.3? Say yes. Say yes! Well, they didn't say no. I mean, that's a positive, isn't it? They didn't... Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. They didn't say no. Now tell me that you said yes in this next email, please. Oh, unacceptable. Yikes. Başakşehir have offered for Fran Gonzalez. A loan to buy. No, we'll delegate that to just a loan, please. But that can go ahead. I don't... Who else did I have? I've tried Valsars. I've tried Stoichkov. Senye. Let's try Senye, shall we? Let's negotiate. Obviously can't accept 6 million because I don't have 6 million to spend. I literally am running out of players here. So we'll try Senye. Plus... I mean, I'm thinking wages here. It's going to be an issue to afford them. So 2.8 plus Senye. And then whatever we get from Senye... No, I can't afford him. We'll wait. We'll wait until January to improve the side yet further. I don't know why those loans aren't going through. Like, we've had the loan offer accepted, but then the player has declined us on multiple occasions. It happened last season as well. Let me know in the comment section if there's anything I can do to get around that. Is there a reason why they're rejecting the chance to come to me for a 1-year loan? I'm unsure as to... Maybe it's just a bug. I mean, it might just be a bug. You know what FIFA's like. We'll wait and see. Final email with 2 hours to go. And it's a transfer bid for Valcast from Cardiff for 1.4. That would give me a little bit more to barter with in January. Obviously, there's not going to be enough time for this money to come in and then me to bid for someone else again. They're only going to accept 1.4. Well, we're only going to bid 1.4. I'll take 1.4. And hopefully that can go through in the next 60 minutes, which it does look like it has done. I'm rather annoyed at those loans not coming through. Bella Kopchap loan offer from Stuttgart, which we shall reject. And Gonzalez has gone out on loan, but no, they're going to run out of time, Cardiff. That's not going to happen. So the biggest transfers in this window so far are Pereira to Barcelona, Valverde to Bayern, and Koundé to Dortmund. So some La Liga sides strengthening and some La Liga sides weakening over the course of this transfer window. As time ticks down, it'll be like, oh, time ran out and he wasn't able to go. Oh, transfer talks broke down. Now Lorient have offered me. Just, look, I want to take him off the loan list. I'm going to have to start him for a little bit, aren't I, just to get him off the loan list. Pape Thiam. I mean, he's getting better. He's getting better. 67 rated now. Let me send... Because I've asked you guys to tell me where to send my youth scouts. But I know for a fact that one of them I want to send to Spain. So I'm going to send Abay Estrada to Spain. And we will send him for 9 months. And I'm going to look for a winger. Because that's what I want. And hopefully between now and January, he can come up with something. But let me know where to send my other scouts and what to send them looking for. And I'll do that in the next episode. So we end today by having a look at the biggest transfer deals so far. You can see those three. We've told you about those three. Benzema went to Juventus for 60. Konate's gone to Chelsea. Iñaki Williams to Spurs. Caspadova, Valencia. Hermoso to Paris Saint-Germain. Mukiele to Bayern. Soler to Atleti. That's a within Spain one. Nicola Pepe went to PSG. Kieran Tierney went to PSG as well. Kyle Walker to Barcelona. Golovin to Southampton. Pedro de la Vega to Arsenal. Scott McTominay. McSauce has gone to Sassuolo. Not sure about that. Zubeldia to Sevilla. Ceballos to Napoli. Torreira. Reece James to Leipzig. Gakpo. There aren't as many big deals so far, are there, in this save? But obviously, as time goes on, you imagine that the deals will get bigger and bigger as teams get more and more money. Wilf has gone to Inter. Draxler to AC Milan. Sergio Roberto to Bayern. Lindelöf to Inter. Conor Cody to Atalanta. And Isbardi's a good player. He's gone to Milan for 27.4. Camavinga to Southampton is a big deal. Not financially, but potential-wise. Camavinga could really flourish in Southampton's first team at a young age. Eduardo Salvio to Chelsea at 31 years of age as well. Tarkowski to Newcastle. Ritsu Douan to Lyon. Some interesting ones in there. Nothing that's massively shocking, but certainly some eyebrow raisers. We sit 12th after one episode of Season 2, but certainly in the next one, we should be winning all 4 of those games, and I certainly hope that we do. The aim this season is automatic promotion, one step further than last year. We were playoffs last season. I'd like to at least finish second, although the title, of course, would be great. But we do have some more money that we could potentially raise with some sales. So we'll wait and see what happens between now and January. You never know. We might get a worldy winger from our Spanish scout. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you for your continued support on the save. Drop the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying continually as well. And let me know your feedback in the comment section down below. Constructive criticism, of course, please. And I'll see you on stream, probably, in the next few hours. Ta-ta.